Hey everyone, welcome back to Guys That Magic. It's me, it's Steven. Today I'm joined with Shane. Shane, say hello.
What's up, nerds?
I said say hello.
I'm never gonna say hello.
All right, well, I tried. I did my best. Well, yeah, last day of spoiler season, so that's exciting. I will say this has probably been my favorite set of the year so far. I love dragons. I don't know about you,
Who
Shane.
loves dragons? Who doesn't love dragons?
Who doesn't
I-
love dragons? Probably people on the other side of the dragons.
yeah, probably.
But yeah, so yeah, with last day of spoiler season, pretty much all the rares and mythics have been spoiled already, so we've seen everything. So we are talking about the uncommons and uncommons. Also, later in the video, we'll be talking about some things we missed from Reddit, and then also, if you follow our Instagram, we also do have like a little competition kind of thing where if you like a photo, the most liked photos on our Instagram, we talk about as well. So we'll talk a little bit about those. But Shane, I think we should just get into it.
I'm ready.
All right, sweet. Well, let's do it. First one up, Iridescent Tiger. This is 4 and a red for a 3/4 creature cat. When this creature enters, if you cast it, add WUBRG, white, blue, black, red, green.
That's
I,
interesting.
I kind of like this.
It's a cool, yeah. I mean, it's one of those cards that like gives you your mana back if you cast it. So
Yeah, I
essentially
mean,
free.
yeah, this is pretty good. It does give you your mana back and kind of helps mana fix in a weird way. It does cost 5, which is a bit aggressive, but it's still interesting to see on this card.
Can't flicker it. Unfortunate.
You could.
If you cast it though, I'm saying you won't get the trigger again.
Uh, yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't know why I said that. You could. I mean, listen,
I
you
mean,
could
you
still
could.
flicker.
Well, you could flicker. That's why you said it because it's possible. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I think this is gonna suck though because you have to keep track of all your colored mana now, and I hate keeping track of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, filter lands suck. I
Yeah.
hate the like mental math that it takes to run multiple filter lands on the field. So yeah.
Interesting card though.
Yeah, but I think I'll give this a cool card cool.
Cool card. Cool. That's a new one. Cool card. Cool.
Cool card cool. Let's move on to the next one. We have Dragon Sniper. It is 1 green for a 1/1 creature human archer. It's got vigilance, reach, and death touch. Banger.
Wow.
Oh my
No
god.
shit.
This is so good.
Dude, that's crazy. Okay, yeah, this card's gonna see play.
1,000%. And
Yep.
then also, I know Hunter's not here, but I know he runs Finn the Fangbearer.
That's anytime we see a green card with death touch, he gets so excited.
This is a 1 mana drop too, man. This is insanely great.
This is going straight into Finn the Fangbear, 1000%.
I mean, I'll be honest. I think this even slots into like a lot of EDH decks. I know normally like the 1 mana spot's meant for like mana dorks and stuff, but like this is I really love this card.
Yeah, if you're playing humans too, like that's a valid like thing to be doing. No,
Yeah,
it's cool.
Vigilance is really fun.
This is a good card. Good
Yeah,
card. Good. Hey, cool card. Cool last time. Good card. Good now.
listen. You say good card, good, but I'm gonna move on to great card, great.
All right, great card. Great, dude.
All right, moving on to Fleeting Effigy. This is 1 red for a 2/2 creature elemental with haste, and then at the beginning of your end step, return this creature to its owner's hand. You can also pay 2 and a red. This creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn.
A 1 mana 2/2 with haste and red. Like I feel like this is gonna see play in a mono red deck too. What the heck?
Yeah, I kind of agree. You know what? I think I kind of see it then. I was kind of worried because like you are constantly having to repay the mana cost to get this back on the field.
Yeah.
But I think in the late game, this is a really powerful card.
Well, not only because you can pump it, but dude, think about like all the things that have flurry on them. This could be such an
Mhm.
easy second spell that then has haste that attacks. Like what was remember the equipment we saw a couple days ago that we weren't sure if we liked or not, but I was like, dude, it's great. Where like on your second spell it makes a prowess thing and then it
Yeah.
attaches to it. This could be the second spell each turn you play. Like that's great. That could be a deck for sure, dude.
Actually, yeah, you bring up a really good point. I will say, like, all the decks that are running, like, hey, play a second spell, this really helps get that second
Yeah.
spell down.
Yeah, dude. There's gonna be some aggressive deck in standard for sure.
Yeah, I think especially in standard, I think this card might reign supreme just because with you basically having to bring it back to your hand at your end step, it really makes your opponent have to work through removal a little bit differently.
Yeah.
And I think red definitely struggles towards the late game because they kind of waste all their spells very early, try and burn you out. And this kind of like helps you. So, I mean, I'm actually really here for this.
Yeah, you run out of cards very quick in red.
Yeah. Moving on to a monkey here, we have Alchemist Assistant. It's 1 and a black for a 2/1 creature monkey with lifelink. It also has renew, so you can pay 1 and a black, exile this card from your graveyard, Put a lifelink counter on target creature. Activate only as a sorcery.
He just wants to give you his hand.
Yeah, he's assisting you,
He's
Shane.
seems pretty good, dude. 2 mana to give something a lifelink counter.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't not like it. How about that? Cool card, cool.
I
Would you say
mean,
that at least?
I would say cool card cool. This comes down early. It's got lifelink, so it's, it's 2/1, which it'll die pretty much to anything.
Which is good.
But it's got lifelink, which is cool. And
Yeah.
then you can give something bigger later on, lifelink. So
Okay,
yeah, I mean, I like it. It's cool. It's not for me, but I get it.
this seems pretty good against. We just spoke about a red deck, but even though this would die, gaining life against red decks in standard is great. And then it's in your graveyard and you
Yes.
can renew it. This seems like a pretty good piece against a aggro red.
Yeah. Sometimes I wish the renew thing was instant speed. I know
Yeah,
sorceries
that's true.
flow, but yeah, yeah, cool card, cool.
Cool card, cool.
How many cool cards are we going to talk about
I mean,
today?
yesterday was kind of a dud day in my opinion.
Yeah,
So far, these are really good uncommons though.
yeah. Most of the time when I see uncommons, they kind of suck.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
these
yeah.
have been really good.
Yes, sir.
All right, moving on to another weird hybrid mana card that we've been seeing pop up. Dragonclaw Strike. It's a sorcery. It is 2 or a green, 2 or a blue, and then 2 or a red. Double the power and toughness of target creature you control until end of turn. Then it fights up to 1 target creature an opponent controls. Little Tamir fight.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, right? It's got 2 different things. I was gonna say this card sucks if it only doubled the power, which would have been boring, but now it's doubling and removing, so maybe it gets the blocker that you were gonna try to go up against. So that's card could be good only if you're paying for 3. If you're paying more than 3, this card probably sucks.
Yeah, I don't know why you would pay 6 for this, but I mean, it is what it is.
I mean, it's
I
flexible, I
get it.
guess. I don't know.
Yeah, but teach their own. But doubling the power and toughness of target creature is definitely nothing to scoff at, and then it fighting is really, really good. I kind of wish this was like instant speed,
Okay.
especially with it being the 6 mana if you don't pay the teamer. But I
Dude,
mean,
nobody's
I like
paying
it.
6.
I kind of wish it had trample.
Dude, you just want the world. You want the moon. You want everything.
I just I wouldn't say anything bad about any cards if every set I got a 5-color commander.
Fair enough.
But that will do it for all the spoilers from today. We're going to move on to the top cards we missed from Reddit this week. So let's go ahead and move on to Desperate Measures. This is 1 black for an instant. Target creature gets +1/-1 until end of turn. When it dies under your control, this turn, draw 2 cards.
We did talk about this, just not in the video. Like a one-time skull clamp, right?
Yeah, one-time Skull Clamp for sure. I really like this card.
I think it's decent. I don't know. I feel like it's good in maybe standard. I just feel like if you're playing EDH, you just run skull clamp, but could be wrong.
I think I would run both, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah,
I think
maybe.
the main reason why is just because, like, usually Skull Clamp, you want it to kill your fodder, so like your 1/1s. If you put Skull Clamp on something that you're going to be swinging with and you hope that it dies, that's a thing. But like this is really cool because it's at instant speed. So if your opponent's like looking at the board, they have a 4/4 and you have a 3/4, like, oh, I can just swing at them.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing they're going to be able to do. They can block, but then their creature dies. At least this way, that opponent's creature will die as well, and then you get to draw 2 cards out of it for 1 mana.
That's true. Little cheeky combat trick.
Yeah, I love a good combat trick. It is probably one of my favorite things to do in Magic. It's a little gotcha.
I hate getting got, so here we are.
All right, moving on to Spectral Denial. It is an X and a blue for an instant. The spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature you control with power 4 or greater. It says counter target spell unless the controller pays X.
Interesting.
I like it.
I mean, I like it. It's just a little interesting. Huh.
I like it.
What deck are we playing where we have a bunch of 4 or greater cards?
Dragons.
Okay, that's
I
true.
mean, this goes straight into the Tamir deck for sure.
That's true. Okay.
I mean, that's nothing but 4 power creatures. Essentially, you're playing Creatures Matters. And to be quite honest, I don't even think you really care if you have a bunch of 4 power. It just costs 1 less. So it's basically 1 free. If you still hold up 3 mana, most of the time the big threats you wanted to counter anyways, your opponent's pretty much tapped out. So you just kind of look at the board, maybe hold up like 3 mana. You're usually playing this in like a Spellslinger style deck, and I think it's really cool because then you can hold up multiple things and kind of like see where your opponents are going and make your decisions from there.
That's true. Very flexible. And it is a counter spell, not any of that other stupid stuff of like target
Hmm.
creature spell or non-creature spell or blah 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 blah. So this says no. So I like that. I like counters, dude.
Yeah. Also, I do like counters, and I think the cool thing about this, I don't think you'd probably want to do it like this, but this is just an X and a blue. So if you really need to get like a second spell cast for something cool, you can just pay a blue.
Let them just get targeted or countered. Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
you need to get the spell count higher for sure.
Yeah. Storm off, baby.
Storm off.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to Host of the Hereafter. This is two, a black and a green for a 2/2 creature zombie warlock. This creature enters with 2+1/+1 counters on it. Shout out Hunter. Whenever this creature or another creature you control dies, if it had counters on it, put its counters on up to one target creature you control. Ooh.
That's cool, right? Little moving all the counters around.
Yeah, it's kind of like a much worse Ozolith.
Yeah. Well, it's a much more affordable Ozolith, let's be honest.
Yes, money wise, mana wise, no.
No, I mean money wise, yeah.
Yeah.
This seems fine though. I feel like if you're playing a counter strategy in these colors, I would very much think to put this in the deck.
Yeah, I kind of enjoy this card. I think it is kind of interesting. I think that this is a really good support piece in a lot of decks of counter
Mhm.
matters. Yeah, funny enough, this card kind of reminds me of Cleopatra from the Assassin's Creed set. Really cared about creatures with counters on it dying and you drawing cards for it. So I think this would be like a super great support piece. In standard, I don't know if this goes in anything. I'll
I
be honest.
I'll be honest with that, I really don't know. But yeah, if you're playing counters on EDH, throw it in.
Throw it in. All right, well, those were the top cards we missed from Reddit. I think we want to move on to our wonderful Instagram supporters.
Sure.
So if you follow us on Instagram, we post everything, the rares, the mythics, the commons, the uncommons, and you can kind of like the photos. And usually at the end of spoiler season, we'll go ahead and talk about the most liked ones. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the top three here. We're going to go ahead and move on to Caustic Exhale. This is one black for a instant. It says, as additional cost to cast this spell, behold a dragon, or pay one. If you don't remember what behold is, to behold a dragon, choose a dragon you control, or reveal a dragon card from your hand. And then target creature gets -3/-3 until end of turn. The
Mm,
art's cool.
the art is definitely cool. I think this Behold the Dragon actually is pretty cool as just like a mechanic.
Yeah,
But
I mean, we've kind of seen it before in Magic, where
yeah,
you reveal a dragon card, and you can reveal something you've already revealed, or to be honest, I mean, just boom, it's on the field.
I was gonna say
It's
that
just a
just
dragon you
yeah,
control.
the fact that it could also be one that's on the field. I kind of do like the
Yeah,
it dealing -3 though. There's standard wise there are a lot of relevant threats that are currently at 3. So this could kill a lot of stuff. Granted, there are
yeah,
bigger
but I
things,
mean,
but
does this get around like cut down? I think at this point, like nowhere to run is still kind of like rampant.
yeah,
And obviously, nowhere to run is still one in a black, but this is kind of could be cheaper. So I kind of, we'll see where it goes.
Nowhere to Run also gets rid of hexproof and ward and all that good stuff. But 100%,
Yes,
I
way
could see
better.
it. Yeah, play them both maybe. I don't know. Cool removal though.
I don't have the crafting materials to do all that, sir. Moving on to Breaching Dragonstorm. This is 4 and a red for an enchantment. It says when this enchantment enters, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. You may cast it without paying its mana cost if that spell's mana value is 8 or less. If you don't, put that card into your hand. When a dragon you control enters, return this enchantment to its owner's hand. This
That's,
is good and terrible.
I was gonna say this card seemed nuts, but then I have to pick this up after a dragon comes in. I guess just don't play dragons with this deck, right?
I mean, I think you kind of have to, because if you don't, this just stays on the field. And then it does nothing.
I mean, you could play Eldrazi's.
You could, but this still won't do anything. It's just this is when it ETBs.
No, but I'm saying when it enters, yeah, you get the top card of your library, and if it's a Eldrazi, you get to play it for free.
True. You're very right. And it's not just the top card. I mean, you're digging a little deep,
Oh,
but
that's true. You can't miss.
you can't miss. But that means you can also hit an arcane signet.
True. At least it won't
Uh
make you pick this up.
Yes, it won't make you pick this up, but I think you want to pick this up is what I'm saying. I think paying 5 mana to possibly get something good is not great. So the having to constantly redo this over and over again is
I see what you're
fantastic. I
saying.
think, yes, that's what I'm saying. So I feel like you're blinking this a lot. I think that's kind of where this card has its fun. But other than that, I just don't really know. I think to quote Riley, the floor is very low and
Hmm,
the ceiling could be very high.
could be. I like that if it's if it's over 8, you still have to put it in your hand. There, you're like, damn it.
Yes. Yes. Like I want to like this card and I'm sure there's ways to break it and have fun and I think that's why I'm still talking about it, but here we are.
Here we are.
Moving on to the last card of the video, it is Monastery Messenger. This is 2 aura blue and 2 aura red and 2 aura white for a 2/3 creature bird scout. It's got flying and vigilance. When this creature enters, put up to 1 target non-creature non-land card from your graveyard on the top of your library.
Hmm. So let's
It's
talk
like
about
if
it being 3 mana because I'm not paying more.
Yes, I don't think you want to pay more. It's kind of funny. This card reminds me of like Dream Trawler and Nadu had a baby.
The art wise,
Yeah, art wise,
I
because
like
like
it.
Dream Trawler like kind of does the same swooping thing,
Yeah,
and obviously it's a bird. And Nadu's annoying.
that is a bird. You're right. Like, oh my god. The card though
Bird scout.
seems. I mean, it is a common, and it seems like a common,
Hmm.
but it's decent recursion, but it's slow recursion. I don't know. It's just maybe they liked it because the art is awesome. I like this art a lot.
Yeah, the art is awesome. I think it's still pretty cool. I mean, 3 mana for a 2/3 flying with vigilance is
Yeah,
pretty substantial. And then I think being able to return a card from your graveyard to the top of your library, even though slow, could still be good.
yeah. I definitely agree with you. And in limited, I could see this, dude. Limited, any kind of flyer with like double evasion. This is gonna be super annoying.
All right, hear me out. I just thought about it. How fun would this be to play in that miracle deck you had?
Mm, that would
Like
be
this with
very fun,
miracles would be
actually.
pretty insane.
That would
Like
be very
this is
fun.
in yeah, this is great colors to blink. So
Yeah,
great support piece for that.
yeah.
And then cards with miracle, you're just from the graveyard to the top of your library, you're drawing them, miracle, boom.
I could definitely see this in a miracle style deck because yeah, you cast it once and then you're like, hey, I'm gonna cast that again.
Yeah. And then again. And then again. Yeah, I'm kind of here. So, all right, Instagram community. I see you.
Eh,
I
they're
see
smarter
what you
than
guys
us.
are thinking
Yeah,
about. Way smarter. But yeah, that will do it. That was today's video. We'll move on to our favorite cards of the spoilers. Shane, do you have any one in particular?
dude. You know what? There was actually a lot to pick from today. I'm torn between that dragon sniper and the fleeting effigy. I think I'm gonna lean towards the fleeting effigy because I really do think it's gonna
Cool.
see play.
Well, everyone's entitled to an opinion, even if it's wrong. Dragon Sniper is by
Wow,
far the best thing we talked about today.
dude, come on.
Uh, no, no, I'll just leave it there. Dragon Sniper. But yeah, go ahead and let us know down in the comments. What was your favorite card and why is Shane wrong? Uh, while you're down there in the description, you'll see all the links to our social media accounts. And then also go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that way you can stay notified of all the sweet videos we're putting out. We are going to start releasing our $100 and $300 upgrades to all the precons. There are 5. I get to do 2 of them. I'm
Lucky.
excited for that. Yes, lucky. You're very right. You're very right. I got to do 2 decks, so I have to build 4 decks. This is great. And then on the screen right now, here are all of our beautiful patrons. If you guys want to see what they're seeing, down in the description, you will find a link to our Patreon. If you have the time and you want to support us a little bit more, go check it out. If not, subscribing and watching our videos is more than enough. We greatly appreciate everything everyone does. But a special shout out to our indestructible tier, starting with Daryl Tripp,
Demarion Turner,
Dr. Jerome,
Jimmy Ward,
Kevo,
Larry Killian,
Robert Mayat,
Thrifty PSGR,
Tim K.
and Ryder Cole.
You guys are awesome. We appreciate you. And until the next video, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Bye.
Bye bye.